sons and daughters there when it happened. Great view of the thing. An unbelievable ceremony for about 15 or 20 minutes.
All right, Steve Lyons, Psycho, we thank you so much for that live interview with the Cardinal skipper. And we're going to ask you to hold on for just a little bit because we also want to bring in our other Steve Sachs, our baseball analyst right now, to offer his thoughts and comments about tonight's history-making events.
Well, first of all, that's probably the most emotion I've ever seen with Tony La Russa. Can you agree with that?
Oh,
no question. I mean, it's just got to be such layers of emotion involved in all this. You know, he has the passing of his mother, and then it was debatable whether he was going to be able to make it back to the ballpark tonight, but he did. He was there for Mark McGwire. In essence, he's been there for Mark McGwire for a long, long time. Back in the days with Oakland, 11 years ago, he's been with Mark McGwire. He's been with the ups and downs, and certainly Mark McGwire was with his ups and downs as well with the passing of his mother. And all of this, these layers of emotion that we were speaking about earlier, just got to be one heck of a ride for Tony La Russa, but it's great that he was able to make it back there and share this with Mark.
We've asked Psycho to stand by live at Bush Memorial Stadium, and Psycho, you mentioned it a little bit here in just your comments surrounding the interview with La Russa, but we want to get you to describe the buzz that must have been existing in the atmosphere there in America's heartland tonight.
I'll tell you, like I said, it was the most unbelievable scene that I've ever seen. I've been here now for almost a week. We started on Saturday, and we've seen the games since that time. We saw 60, 61, and 62 here, and you just got the feeling that the guy was going to hit one, and you get the feeling that he can hit one anytime he wants. Of course, we know that's not necessarily true, but, you know, he said that on his way to the ballpark, he said, I have to hit it here in St. Louis. I don't want to go on the road and hit it. And these fans here, this team's 20 games out of first place. Forget about it. They don't care what this team does right now. They're huge McGwire fans, and when he hit it, it was like nothing I'd ever seen. He missed first base. He had to come back and touch first base. He went around the bases. Even he said he doesn't remember what he did after that. He came over and hugged all the Marist children. There's 6 of them. I even got a high five from him at that point. Went around the bases again. It was unbelievable. It was, like I said, it's like nothing I've ever been a part of in my life.
Steve Sachs here. I got to say that it showed a great sign of respect to Mark McGwire. After the home run, nobody left. As a matter of fact, it looked like there was more people in the park for that press conference than actually for the home run. It was incredible.
Steve, I don't know what happened, because when I was out there in the late innings, I went back to the truck. There were a lot of people outside on the street, but when I came back in for the press conference, I mean, this game's been over for about an hour and 15 minutes now. There was so many more people in here. You couldn't fit any more people in here. I don't know where they were coming from, but I'll tell you, it was 50,000 people in this stadium, and this team's 20 games out of first place. I mean, this was truly something that we knew the nation was watching, but here in St. Louis, I don't know if there's better baseball fans anywhere in the country, especially when you see an event like this.
Steve, is there a feeling of how much further McGwire can go? I mean, maybe now that he's relaxed, he could hit a lot more home runs?
I think it's a good possibility that he's even more relaxed now that it's over with and that the record's behind him. He could probably get close to 70. And I'll tell you what, I don't think anyone's helped him more in this situation than Sammy Sosa did. If he was chasing this record by himself, he would probably not have handled the pressure of chasing the record as well as he had. But Sammy Sosa did a great job of loosening him up. The friendship that's developed between those two guys has been incredible. Sammy's a much more outgoing guy than Mark is, and Sammy's got a little bit more of a sense of humor, more out. You can't always understand everything Sammy's saying, but he'll spit it out there, and he loves to be in the limelight. The fans here in St. Louis gave him standing ovations every time he came to the ballpark. You got to remember that there's a heated rivalry between Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. They don't like each other too much. They gave him a standing ovation every at-bat. That's incredible.
Hey, Steve Lyons, thanks so much. You can almost sense the excitement by just listening to you. Great stuff from Bush Memorial
I
Stadium.
hit it. I hit 62.
Yeah, I know, and you got a high five from the Marist children. Hey, thanks a lot.
I hit 62 in my whole career.
In your lifetime, I don't think you hit 62. We can include Little League. All right. Psycho, thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, guys, have fun.
An incredible night at Bush Memorial Stadium. And you can sense Steve getting caught up in the moment because it was indeed a magical night.
I think that's one reason why he's psychotic, because he thought he hit 62. What the heck was that all about? We thank you so much, Steve Lyons, and we have more folks covering Bush Memorial Stadium, including Sam Marciano and John Kelly, and we will hear from them as well in the coming minutes of our coverage of this historic night in baseball when Mark McGwire passed Roger Maris. But on the night he did it, he did not forget the Maris family.
Chasing Maris is brought to you by Nike. Fires and fires. Big Mac. Swing! And a shot into the corner. It might make it. There it is. 62, folks. It just got over the left field wall. In the corner. And we have a new home run champion. A new...
So no fan cashed in on catching number 62. A member of the Cardinals ground crew took care of that. But a Seal Beach, California restaurant, the Abbey, has cashed in on the Maris chase. Big Mac begun wearing a hat just like this one from the Abbey during post-game press conferences. Now everybody wants a hat from the restaurant. Tonight, a capacity crowd jammed the bar to watch number 62, and they went crazy when he hit it. The owner of the bar, a good friend of Big Mac's, was ecstatic.
It's incredible. It's like Christmas, the 4th of July, the World Series. It's better than all of that. This is incredible for a baseball fan and a Mark McGwire fan. Fantastic. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one with the Abbey hat, pal. We're on top of it around here at Fox Sports News. Number 62 will go down in history as one of the game's greatest home runs. But what about the other 61? Well, we here at Fox Sports News salute Mr. McGwire and his record-breaking feat by showing you each and every one of the 62 that Mark McGwire has hit this season.
I'd have to say that I do have a shot.
Into center field. It's a 3-home run night for Big Mac.
It's going to take a perfect season to do it.
Up into the night, into the upper deck. Are you kidding me? Wow, look at this one. Oh, my.
I don't play the game for records. I play the game because I love it.
Watch that, baby. Oh, man. And there it goes. McGwire sends one. This may make the upper deck.
If I hit 70 home runs, I retire.
High fastball. See you later. Grand slam. There it goes. See you later. Upper deck McGwire. Fly ball. You like apples? How about them apples?
Until somebody gets to 50 by September, then it's a legitimate thing to talk about.
Number 50 for Mark McGwire. High fly ball. Leaving Levon far behind Mark McGwire. High fly ball way back. Number 58. Make it 59. 60. Swung on, belted. There it goes. There it goes. He did it. McGwire hits number 61. Down the left field line. Is it enough? Gone. There it is. 62. Touch first, Mark. You are the new single-season home run king.
That's 62 shots in about 3 minutes time. But don't forget to check out our very special Remembrance and tribute to baseball history. Breaking the record, home run history. Instead of your regular edition of Fox Sports News Tonight that you see in the 6 o'clock hour tomorrow, this will be the programming, and it's a very special program that you will not want to miss. And again, it'll air at 11 p.m. immediately following your 10 o'clock hour edition of Fox Sports News Primetime. Breaking the record, home run history. Be sure to check it out tomorrow evening and tomorrow night.
Indeed. Right now, let's go back to St. Louis, where our very own Steve Lyons, the psychotic one, hanging out. And Steve, I want to just ask you, a lot of focus on McGwire, but how about the Maris family throughout this thing? They've just been outstanding.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you will never bump into 6 classier people than the children of Roger Maris. And Kevin Maris is the spitting image of Roger. It's almost scary when you look at the kid. They're being interviewed right now in the interview room. There's still tons of people around here to listen to that inside the room. But I'll tell you what, they've been here for the entire time. They were going to follow Mark McGwire around until he did break the record. And you got to understand that this was a group of people that, you know, when Maris was breaking the record, nobody wanted him to do it. They put an asterisk on the record. They also were booing him. It was Babe Ruth's record. Nobody wanted to do it. There was only 25,000 people in Yankee Stadium when the record was broken. And these kids grew up with that legacy. You're talking about a guy, Roger Maris, who played with a lot of class and a lot of dignity, and he certainly passed that down onto his children, because these guys were tremendous and very gracious. They were talked to by everybody, including me, 4 different times during the 3 days that we were here.
And, Psycho, you can certainly tell in the replay of the Maris family reaction after number 62 cleared the wall that they, too, were genuinely excited, and they seemed to get caught up in all the excitement of the chase and also how McGwire paid such class and tribute to their father. Now, I also want to ask you, back at the All-Star break in Denver, you had a chance to talk to McGwire. And at that time, he was trying to play calm and cool. Well, I'm sure that you thought he would get it this summer, did you?
Pardon me? I didn't catch the last part of that. Vanderbilt, you got to work on that accent, man. You're killing me out here.
All right, well, tell me what you thought about his chances back in the All-Star break when you were talking to Mark McGwire.
You know, I've been saying all along that I thought he was going to break the record. I didn't think Sammy Sosa would be quite as close to the record as he is right now. And Big Mac is just so locked in. The ball that he hit tonight, I thought had a little bit too much topspin to go out of the ballpark, but he hits it so hard and so far all the time. He can take a ball like that would normally be a base hit or a long double down in the corner for a lot of people and get enough lift to get it out of the park. That's why he's got 62. But you also have to remember, this is a guy who's hit 50 3 years in a row now. Last year he had 58. So he's not doing a whole lot more than he did the year before, except stay healthier enough to play in enough games in order to get that record. And I'll tell you what, he's going to chase the 60 mark every year he stays healthy.
All right, Psycho, I thank you so much, and you were right. That was too long of a question.
Steve Lyons taking care of business in St. Louis at Bush Memorial Stadium. Still ahead, Sam Marciano, John Kelly, they are both there in St. Louis. We will hear from them. Brad Good and Lionel Bienvenu, they're going to step in. That's coming up in just moments. Bang!
Just like that, home run history is made. Mark McGwire is the home run king. Welcome inside the Fox Network Center. Brad Good, along with the L Train, Lionel Bienvenu, on this historical and momentous night for America's pastime.
He did it, and we got plenty of Big Mac coverage for you. We'll get you out to Busch Stadium for reaction in just a few minutes. But first, here's that Jumbotron with our top story. You know what it is, Big Mac. After 37 years, he passes Roger Maris as the king of the home run hill.
And they were all on hand to watch their father's record fall. We'll hear from the Maris family.
We'll also get reaction from around the country, including this hangout that has ties to Big Mac himself.
As you can imagine, they are partying big time in St. Louis. They have some very big bragging rights. With the Roger Maris family on hand, Big Mac's own mother, father, and son in attendance, and the whole country watching and rooting him on, Big Mac didn't disappoint.
You have been watching the Houston
McGwire focusing on home run 62, the all-time record, contemplating his cuts at the plate, wondering if tonight would be the night. Mark's son Matt in attendance, as his father John as well, and mother Ginger. The Maris family lined up in attendance. Their father's record could be broken. Steve Traxel could go down in history as the infamous pitcher. Bottom of the fourth, Joe Buck with the call. Wow, that was it. As McGwire lifts his son at home plate, cheered on, and all the pats on the back from the rest of the St. Louis Cardinals as they pile on Big Mac. Take another look. McGwire knows, there it goes. He's pumped. Check it out. He's so happy. Look, he misses first base, just like a kid in Little League hitting his first bomb. Goes back, touches first. With all the excitement, there's Sosa applauding McGwire from the outfield. And then notice the Maris family. Watch them react as they see it go over the wall and left. They knew it was gone, and they're happy as well. And then from the outfield, here comes Sammy. Gives Big Mac a big hug. McGwire gives Sosa the old kisses here. You know, they have to share their traditional home run rituals, and there they do it. Sosa still at 58. McGwire making history with 62. Another look at the big swing as it goes over the wall. McGwire's dad in the stands, pleased as could be. And he lifts his son Matt again as he crossed home plate. Look at Tony La Russa just eyeing that ball and then jumping out of that dugout with the rest of the Cardinals as they react to the record-breaking bomb. McGwire then into the stands and gives the Maris family hugs and words there, a class act as he honors the late Roger Maris, his 62 history baby up on the board. McGwire then saluting the Cardinal fans. He says it meant so much to him. He's done a lot for baseball, that's for sure. So the new home run king is Mark McGwire. Now the only question that remains are how many will he hit? And how far down will Maris and Ruth ball with Sosa knocking on the door of history as well? Big Mac is the man. He sets home run history, breaking Roger Maris's 37-year-old record. Baseball now has a new standard at 62 and counting.
So it is done. History has been rewritten. Big Mac now at 62, and as we said, got a lot of season left. Who knows how many he'll hit in this 98 campaign.
Unbelievable. Fox Sports News is covering the chase with every at-bat. John Kelly has the Cubbies angle there, but we start with Sam Marciano covering Big Mac. Sam?
When Mark McGwire hit number 62, it felt as if time slowed down, and that was good because it was a moment that you wanted to last a lifetime, and it will. The home run and the celebration was witnessed by millions, but here in the stands you could feel the pure joy of what Big Mac had accomplished, the magnitude of number 62.
I'm almost speechless. I mean, it's I've been talking about this since January, and I get to 61. It's one swing away, and then next thing you know, I hit a ball that all of a sudden disappeared on me. And I tell you what, it's I totally believe in fate, and I believe that's what happened this week. And thank the man upstairs. As I went over to the box and talked to Roger's kids, I told them today when I met with the Hall of Fame, they pulled out Roger's bat that when he hit his 61st home run, and I touched it. I touched it with my heart. Now I can honestly say that my bat will lie next to his, and I'm damn proud of it.
There was so much talk about who would catch the historic ball, the melee that would break out in trying to get it. So it's somewhat ironic that the ball ended up falling into no man's land. Now for the Chicago end of things, let's send it over to John Kelly.
All right, Sam, with Sammy Sosa riding shotgun in his home run shootout, it's a one-man show for the second straight night as Big Mac flies solo into the baseball archives. Once again, Sammy fails to connect, remaining stuck on 58 home runs, but at least he gets one consolation prize, able to share a historic and monumental moment with his ballpark soulmates.
It was something unbelievable. It was something amazing. Everybody was waiting for that moment. Everybody was waiting for that swing. And hey, I have to say that was one of the great moments in my life. Everybody, the way that he was running the base, so happy, so pleased, and and he did it. And that's why I'm always was telling you that he is the man.
So following a night of baseball heaven, compliments of one Mark McGwire, it's back to reality and right back to work for the Cubs. Tonight's loss blows a prime chance to build up a lead in that wild card race. So tomorrow at Wrigley Field, they look to use the last place Pirates to snap out of a 3-game funk. Reporting in St. Louis on a night that will live in baseball infamy, John Kelly, Fox Sports News.
Thanks a lot, John. Now, just a reminder, Wednesday in place of Fox Sports News tonight at 6 and 6:30, we'll be airing Breaking the Record, Chasing Home Run History, a special show. And just in case you missed it the first time, it'll re-air at 11 p.m. in place of Fox Sports News Primetime. Check the local listings for time in your area. Kevin Frazier will be the host of that historic show.
You know, like any parent, you can imagine how proud John and Ginger McGwire are of their son. Our Steve Lyons caught up with Big Mac's parents right after their son made his way into the record books.
All right, guys, thank you very much. I'm standing down here with the McGwires, Ginger and John McGwire, the parents of Mark. And Ginger, I'm a parent. It doesn't take much to be proud of your children, but my goodness, you must be on cloud 9 right now.
My heart is just bursting. I'm just shaking. I'm just so thrilled and so happy. I don't know what to say. I'm just excited. It's a great moment in history.
It's on a special day for you the other day. He hits number 61 on your 61st birthday, and he comes right back and does it again.
This is what he did for the people of St. Louis. That's what a class guy is. He's a tremendous individual besides being an athlete. We're very, very happy and proud of him for breaking that long-standing record of Roger Maris's.
John, you said something very special to me before the game. I wanted to talk to you, and you said, I'd rather not talk. I don't want to take away from the accomplishments of Mark. Now certainly is the time to talk about everything that he's done this year.
It's Mark's day, really. He's done a tremendous amount. He's accomplished a lot this year from the first day of spring training up until now. And the season's not even over yet, Steve.
Ginger, that's right, we got a long way to go. Ginger, when you saw the ball go out of the park, what was going through your mind?
Oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. I was waiting to see if it was fair, first of all, and then when it was, we just went crazy.
Well, you certainly have a great reason to be very proud.
We're so proud.
All right, let's send it back to you guys in the Fox Television Center.
Thank you very much, Steve. From one Steve to another, our baseball analyst Steve Sachs joins us to put that home run under the Fox scope. And Steve, it was 341 feet, the shortest home run of the season for Big Mac, but of course, the biggest of the season, number 62. And those people in left field, disappointed. The ball didn't make it to the stands.
But it was still hard hit, that's for sure.
Yeah, 341 feet, right, Brad, but still one of the hardest hit. Lionel, I mean, that is the scalding rope that he hit down there on the left field line. And we thought we'd go through and show you some of the most important or most prolific home runs that he's hit this year under the Fox. So we're going to start with number 1 and number 62. Here you can see the similarities. Number 1 on the left, number 62 on the right. Mac has got his head working perfect. Check out the position on the head on both home runs right here. Nothing has changed much. It's been that great consistency all throughout the year with his mechanics that's kept him on track. Now here's the longest home run he's hit. Check out that short stride. I mean, it's maybe 4 or 5 inches. This ball to dead center field, 545 feet. You can see where the ball comes out right here. I mean, that is just a monster bomb. Then only 2 home runs to right field this year. But check out, he waits till it's deeper in the zone. This ball's away from Mac. Hey, you can't point to any flaws he has. He can hit it to any part of the park without a doubt. And then on home run number 61, watch this wrist work right here. Just like you're chopping a tree. That's the old adage they say. When you're hitting the baseball bat, it's like taking an axe to the tree on contact. And that's exactly what Mac's got going. He's just got perfect mechanics. And, you know, when I faced Mac in the '88 World Series, he was a man that you could pretty much pitch to. He was pretty much raw-boned, not really honed in. But I'll tell you what, now he's in his mid-30s. He is a mature stud up there hitting now. He's sculpted in what he's doing, and no telling how many home runs he's going to hit in the future. I mean, this is maybe just the beginning, in essence, to what we may be seeing with the future of Mark McGwire. I mean, because he may be taking this a lot further than just breaking Maris's record.
Sure looks like it.
Well, the immediate future is 18 games left in this season for Big Mac. How many can he hit? He said before if he hit 70, he would retire. You think that would happen?
You know, I don't think he would retire. I think he was, yeah.
For the game's sake.
I think he was maybe on an endorphin high after a home run when he said that. But still, as I predicted back some months ago, he could hit 68. If he hits 70, you know, that'll be up to Mark, of course, for the retirement question. But I still think he's going to be around for a while. I mean, he has so much more to conquer in the game.
All right, Steve. Thank you for the scope. And
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Lana.
Well, as we know, this is Mark McGwire's night. We've heard a little bit from Big Mac so far, but let's get back to St. Louis and hear more from the new Lord of the Lumber as he talks about the pace of accomplishing such a great feat.
The last week and a half, I've, you know, my stomach's been turning, my heart's been beating a million miles a minute. It's to do it that fast, I don't know. I just give thanks to the man upstairs and all of them, Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, everybody's watching up there. But it's what a feat. The whole country has been involved in this, I think, since after the All-Star break, and it's just, you know, people have been saying it's bringing the country together. So be it. I'm happy to bring the country together. I tell you what, after yesterday doing what I did for my father, and my son showing up just in time, I said what a perfect way to end the week by the last game in the homestand and hitting the 62nd for the city of St. Louis and all the great fans.
What is your next goal?
My next goal? Sleep.
Well, amidst all the home run hype, the person closest to the late Roger Maris, his wife Patricia, was noticeably absent from the seats with her children at Busch Stadium. Patricia Maris was hospitalized for the second time this week. She was rushed to the emergency room just a few hours before the game with an irregular heartbeat, but she is in satisfactory condition. Meanwhile, Cardinal manager Tony La Russa rushed to Tampa, Florida after Monday's game to attend his mother's funeral. Olivia La Russa was 84 years old. She died Friday after a long illness. La Russa, however, made it back today to lead his team into the series finale with Chicago.
All right, we'll have much more on Mark McGwire and his magical night coming up a little bit later in the show, including a look back at Big Mac's beginnings, how he got started, and of course, we'll have that and a lot more on number 62. Now, on any other night, the Yankees and Red Sox, they would be top story material. But Big Mac 62 has pushed two of the game's best pitchers right out of the spotlight. Going for the Yankees was David Cone, owner of an 18-5 record. Going for the Red Sox, Pedro Martinez, and his 18-4 record. A Cy Young battle brewing in Fenway. Pedro starting strong. Tino Martinez, pitch fired, down. Ricky Leday is out. David Cone just as dominant. Bottom of the fourth, John Valentin. He gets nothing and likes it. Nomar Garciaparra. Nope. Darren Lewis is caught looking, and he doesn't like it.
He is out of there.
And he is gone as he argues with home plate ump Mark Johnson. Cone gave up 2 hits in 7 innings. Top of the 8th. The game stopped because McGwire's 62nd homer shown on the Jumbotron. George Steinbrenner among those, giving Mac the standing O. Still in the 8th. 2-1 Yanks, bases loaded. Pedro walks Tino Martinez. That scores a run. I tell you what, Pedro did not like Johnson's calls behind the plate. Tipped him the hat. After the game, Pedro said he did not do his job. Well, the Yankees got it 3-2. The Yankees clinch a tie for the AL East title, and Coney, 19-5. Now, Cone battling not only Boston's Martinez and Roger Clemens for the Cy Young Award, but also teammate David Wells. Wells came close to throwing a second perfect game this season. Martinez looking to become the first pitcher to win back-to-back Cy Youngs in different leagues. We've got to step aside for our first TV timeout, Mr. Good, but we will be back.
We, of course, will have much more on Mac, but before we go, check out the sweet gift his team gave him.
Yes.
In honor of home run 62, McGwire was given a 1962 red Corvette. Oh, how sweet it is. Lionel and I will be right back with much more. You are watching Fox Sports News Primetime.
Chasing Maris is brought to you by Nike. This is Fox Sports News Primetime on Fox Sports Net.
Turns and fires. Big Mac. Swing and a shot into the corner. It might make it. There it is. 62, folks. It just got over the left field wall in the corner. And we have a new home run champion. A new Sultan SWAT.
Welcome back to the action. You know, most big sports heroes like Mac are seen in press conferences wearing big name logos like Nike, Reebok. You know what I'm talking about, the big endorsers. But if you followed McGwire lately, you won't see any big names on his head whenever he meets the media. This is the hat. You're looking at it right there he's been wearing. It says the Abbey, Seal Beach. It's Big Mac's way of giving one of his Southern California buddies some free pub. The hat's from a restaurant called the Abbey in Seal Beach, about 30 miles south of Los Angeles. This was the scene at the Abbey. The place is owned by a buddy of McGwire's, so Mac's been wearing it to help him get some attention, and it's worked.
It's incredible. It's like Christmas, the 4th of July, the World Series. It's better than all of that. This is incredible for a baseball fan and a Mark McGwire fan. Fantastic. Unbelievable.
The hat that Big Mac made famous.
Give me that hat. It's worth $1 million. Give it to me.
It's all yours. By the way, demand for the hats have gone through the roof. Lionel's got his now. And is Big Mac helping sales? You better believe it. Management at the Abbey says the restaurant has been 5 times busier.
That's right.
Nice.
Never looked better, have I? Jeez. Now, Mark McGwire, as we know, the Lord of the Lumber, and his chase has been watched worldwide. Everyone may know about his awesome power and his home run swing, but John Walls shows us the other stuff. He's got a closer look at the man behind the bat under the spotlight.
Mark David McGwire grew up with his parents, John and Ginger, and his brother Dan in the Southern California suburb of Claremont. He attended an all-boys high, where he was remembered, oddly enough, as an unimposing guy.
I enjoyed him because he was a good person, a neat person, worked hard, and had the same work ethic, I think, that he carried out with him to the sports field.
It was on the field where his coach, Tom Carroll, remembers Mark grabbing attention, especially one legendary shot of Mark's that crossed 2 counties.
And he put him over the trees into a rock quarry across the street, which put him in San Bernardino County. But it makes a good story, though, because he actually hit it from L.A. County over to San Bernardino County.
But it wasn't Big Mac's batting that turned scouts' heads. It was his tremendous pitching arm.
Well, I would say he would average between 85 to 90 miles an hour with his fastball.
Mac was actually offered a contract with the Expos, but he chose a scholarship to become a USC Trojan instead. He immediately found success and actually upstaged another promising USC teammate by the name of Randy Johnson. It was at the end of his sophomore season that things began to change for McGwire. Assistant coach Ron Vaughn took Mark to the Alaska Summer League, where he came to an interesting conclusion.
I kind of thought that summer we were going to have both. We were going to have a pitcher and a hitter. And it didn't take long in that summer to realize that this is where he ought to be.
McGwire has credited Coach Vaughn with helping him become the hitter he is today. So what's the best advice he ever gave Big Mac?
I remember the one thing that I used to tell him just before he was rookie of the year was, you know, Mark, you're strong, you can hit a ball a long way, but you only have to hit it about 400, 350, 360. You don't have to hit it 600 feet. If it goes 400, it's out of the ballpark.
With McGwire registering shots of 527, 545, and 511 feet, it's hard to believe Big Mac took Coach Vaughn's advice.
Welcome back to Baseball Tonight. Mark McGwire never let the walks bother him, 28 of which have been intentional. He now has 149 free passes, 2 shy of the National League record set by Bonds, 21 shy of tying Babe Ruth's single-season mark of 170. McGwire said all along there were a number of factors involved if he were to get the record. The one he had no control over, the opposing pitchers. Well, they cooperated enough times for Mac to make history.
I don't play the game for records. I play the game because I love it.
That's 3 in 3 days! It's a 3-home run night for Big Mac.
Watch that baby. Oh, man. 3rd home run of the night.
Runner going! There it goes! See you later!
There it goes! Number 25!
Number 31 on the year for Mark McGwire, halfway to the record. 40 home runs on July 12th. Number 45 for McGwire.
And I still truly believe if somebody got to 50 by September, they honestly have a real shot at trying to break this record.
Number 50 for Mark McGwire. He is the first player in Major League history to hit 50 home runs in 3 consecutive years.
I have a shot.
Home run number 54, where are you? Oh my goodness!
I'd say there's a pretty good chance.
McGwire with number 55! Oh, what a shot!
Number 56, and ties Hack Wilson's National League season record. 57, a new National League home run record.
Home run number 58!
Make it 59!
Wake up, Babe Ruth. There's company coming. It's Mark McGwire with number 60.
There goes! Number 61! Is it there? Yes! And McGwire is alone with Roger Maris.
Parking is right. Here's the pitch, and McGwire drives one to deep left. This could be, it is a home run! Number 62 for Mark McGwire. A slice of history and a magical moment in St. Louis. A line drive home run to left for Mark McGwire of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, 62 home runs in 86. The Cardinal team hit 58. Just another example of how powerful this season is for him.
Mark McGwire, first, we talked about the injuries all throughout his career. It really wasn't that way. The first 6 years he played for the Oakland A's, he only averaged missing 12 games a year, some of it rest, some of it nagging injuries. Then 1993 through 1995, he missed a total of 308 games with injuries and strike-related matters. Based on the ratio he's hit the last 3 years, 1 home run every 2.4 games, that means he could have lost 128 homers, which would give him 577 career. Then he's within 200 of Aaron and a legitimate shot. But he had those injuries, so he's got 449 homers.
There was a pretty legitimate question raised by somebody. We saw McGwire in his rookie season. He hit the 49 home runs, and then all of a sudden the injuries came, and now he seems to be a much more mature hitter, obviously with the 3 seasons of 50 home runs. How did that happen?
just evolution. Hitters work on things. The game changes all the time. I mean, you come up, he hits 49 home runs. Next year, pitchers pitch him a little differently. They make adjustments. He has to make adjustments. He did a lot of things. He got the balance. He started letting his hand go off the bat, very much in the Charlie Lau style, and he freed himself up. He shortened his swing. I mean, it's just one of those players constantly have to work on making themselves better because the other players are doing. Greg Maddux adds something every year. Kevin Brown adds a forkball. Roger Clemens added a forkball about 6 years into his career. These are things that athletes do, and it's his evolution. Of course, he always had that bat speed. He always had that strength, and he always had that tremendous focus. He was always one of those guys, almost like someone would describe as a cat going after a bird.
A caged animal, which is what he said he felt like, but no longer. He is out of the cage. When we come back, despite the pleas that everyone wants to see Dave Campbell's career home runs on a reel, we're going to show you more of Mark McGwire.
The 0-2 pitch and a high fly ball hit deep to left field. Back goes Becker, back onto the track, back near the wall, and it is out of here, right down the line. Home run number 400 from Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire's relationship with the media has been at worst good and at best wonderful. Since he entered the game as a rookie in '89, we have been given glimpses of the man behind the new home run record. Over the last 72 hours, he's been exposed like no other player in the history of the game. And you can't help but be impressed with what we've all seen. Now we'll look back at the words of a man who tonight was himself nearly speechless.
I think it's ridiculous to even think about it now. I mean, the only time that it should ever come into the media's mind or the public's mind if somebody has 50 home runs going into September.
McGwire has 50 here on August the 20th, and he's the first player in the history of Major League Baseball to have 3 consecutive seasons of at least 50 home runs.
It's a great feeling when players come up to me in batting practice or at first base during the game and say they're rooting for me, or they like to see me do what everybody thinks I might do. It's a great feeling. Anytime you hear things like that from your peers, what a great feeling.
McGwire, you see, he's going to hit it not out of the stadium. He's going to hit it out of the state of Michigan, and his head's pulled off, and he whirls around and didn't come within a foot of hitting that ball. That's why you're hitting 206, big boy.
People would say things to me in public, like, you stink. You're done. You can't play anymore. I mean, sure, that hurts, yeah. I mean, but I think going out and listening to it and facing it helped me out. It made me a better person. It made me think.
This season, once again, they've come up with another excellent rookie in first baseman Mark McGwire.
You were a kid, I'm sure you did it when you were a kid playing ball. And you always sit back and you say, the bottom of the ninth, World Series, full count, here's the pitch, a long drive, there it goes, it's gone. And it happened to me. And I was excited. It was like, this is a childhood dream that came true. It's one of those things that's unexplainable. I think it's just when you get in the box, you get that feeling that you're totally balanced and you're not thinking anything. You're just looking for the ball or pitch or whatever location you're looking for, and it just seems like everything you see, and you're putting a good swing on all the time and getting full extension. They're not going to sit on the tee for me, and I know that. I mean, everybody in America knows that. I have to work for what I have to get. I don't want anything given to me. You know, if he makes a mistake and it's middle, and I hit it out, then that's fine. That's a mistake. But, I mean, I want to earn what I have to earn. And if I have to hit good pitches, hit out, then that's fine. I mean, a lot of home run hitters make their living on mistakes. And sometimes you don't get many mistakes to hit. Not everybody can do it. To hit a round ball with a round bat squarely to go a long ways. People wouldn't be asking, are you going to chase 61? You know, 61 would probably be chasing 100, you know. It's not easy to do.
McGwire stands in. Here's the pitch. As the ball hit the deep center. Home run number 54. Where are you? Oh, my goodness.
I'd say there's a pretty good chance.
McGwire at number 55. Oh, what a shot.
I mean, it's going to be tough, but
Number 56 for Mark McGwire.
It comes down to just getting balls to drive and swinging the bat.
There it is, number 57.
I've been a pretty good September hitter,
Mark McGwire has home run number 58.
and that's a psychological plus for me.
Can you believe that? McGwire has 59.
Well, there's pressure in the game every day.
Mark McGwire with number 60, and they're going berserk here at Busch Stadium.
If it does, it's going to be a great moment.
There goes number 61. Is it there? Yes! And McGwire is alone with Roger Maris.
Parking is right. Here's the pitch, and McGwire drives one to deep left. This could be, it is a home run. Number 62 for Mark McGwire. A slice of history and a magical moment in St. Louis. A line drive home run to left for Mark McGwire of the St. Louis Cardinals.
So Mark McGwire makes history, the 62nd home run, unlike many of the ones we have seen. This was a laser shot that traveled 341 feet. For those waiting to catch it, it never got to them. It just crawled over the wall, and in fact, it was a young member of the grounds crew who was the first one to get it. A member of the grounds crew, and tonight, Tim Forneris, a member of history.
Life is all about experiences, and what I have here tonight, I can't give it to anyone. They can't take it away from me. I mean, this is what it's all about. You can have $1 million in the bank, but what's that going to do for you? Nothing. This, I mean, I gave autographs out. I mean, I felt that I was ruining people's memorabilia. Yeah.
Well, the shirt he had, the official locker room shirt of the home run that Mark McGwire hits, baseballs labeled 1 through 62. I'm sure if you want to be a part of history, you'll be able to find one of those shirts. Mark McGwire, immortalized with his 62nd and counting. The bat is on its way to Cooperstown. We're on our way to a commercial.
Here's the windup. Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there. Holy cow, he did it. 61 to
October 1st, 61 against Tracy Stallard. And as much as this has been about Mark McGwire, it certainly has been about Roger Maris. And I just wonder, what effect do you think, short-term and long-term, will this have on Maris' legacy with regards to baseball?
I think this race has been Maris' shining moment because I think people have seen it. I mean, as we saw in the interview with Tracy Stallard, there were only 23,000 people in the Yankee Stadium when he broke that record. He was not well known as a player. He only hit 9 home runs in '67 when the Cardinals won the World Series. I really think now he's become much more of a compelling and national figure, partially because of McGwire, partially because of his family, and partially because of teammates like Tim McCarver who have stood up and talked so much about him.
Yeah, and Mike Shannon, a guy who had great admiration for him. But, you know, for Roger Maris, a lot of people who are not great historians of the game maybe not realize that the New York Yankees that year won the American League pennant, beat the Cincinnati Reds in the World Series. That's something McGwire's not going to get to experience this year, the thrill of postseason, unless the Cardinals have the ultimate miracle finish of all time. But, you know, Maris did play on a world championship team the year he hit 61 home runs.
Yeah, great news that more have been exposed. You talked about the lack of crowd there. 27 people were arrested outside Busch Stadium tonight for trying to scalp tickets for $500. They all wanted in.
Here's the windup. Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there. Holy cow, he did it. Holy cow, what a shot.
Back to winds and fires. Big Mac swing and a shot into the corner. It might make it. There it is. 62, folks. It just got over the left field wall in the corner. And we have a new home run champion.
Hi again on a fat, historic sports center, back in the house with Rich Eisen. I am Stuart Scott.
Coming up, there's a new top dog in Cleveland, and I think that's all the other news we have. All season long, Mark McGwire lamented how he led Sports Center every night. So just what he always wanted, Stuart, an entire show dedicated to him and his Marisian feat.
Yeah, we also get to say goodbye to our nightly graphic to see if McGwire is still on pace. Instantly, Mark Grace became a hyper little kid. As Mark McGwire rounded first after homer number 61, Grace put up his forearm and Big Mac bashed it on the way by. Said Gracie, I just did what a million people wanted to do, be the first guy to give him a bang there. It was just one image among dozens, including Mike's heartfelt hug of his son and salute to the Maris family that will be forever etched into our minds. And encore? Well, there's the whole matter of breaking the record. Here we go. Cubs, Cardinals, 36 years, 11 months, 8 days after Roger Maris hit number 61. McGwire and Sosa hoping to hit one out on the same day for the 21st time this year. That's where number 61 landed Monday. Everybody hoping for 62. Before the game, McGwire shaking hands with St. Louis legend and Hall of Famer Stan the Man. The family of Roger Maris grateful that their dad's mark is threatened by a class act. Tony La Russa at the game despite attending his mother's funeral earlier in the day. Top one, Sammy Sosa facing Kent Mercker, and Sosa been doing work all year. Hey, forget the 58 homers. Sosa's hitting .313 with an NL high 140 RBI. Cubs scored 2 in the inning. They're up 2-zip. Bottom one, McGwire's first at bat. Stuck at 61 homers. His son Matt looking on. But McGwire grounds harmlessly to Jose Hernandez, who throws him out at first. Still 2-zip Cubs. McGwire would have to wait. Home plate umpire Steve Ripley brings out specially marked balls for the occasion. Bottom four, Mark McGwire, 61, money time.
Traxel winds and fires. Big Mac, swing, and a shot into the corner. It might make it. There it is, 62, folks. It just got over the left field wall in the corner. And we have a new home run champion. A new Sultan of SWAT. It's Mark McGwire. He touches them all. Unbelievable.
341 feet, ironically his shortest home run of the year. Gary Gaetti, who got a hug from him at third base, the former Cardinal. Gary said he wanted to give me a hug, so I couldn't refuse. The guy doesn't know his own strength. He almost broke my back. McGwire ecstatic. Picks up his son Matthew. And that's just the first time he picked it up. He had to give his son another hug. Great moment. Does not want to let go. That's what it's all about. And then Sosa comes in from the outfield. And look what they do. First, they got to do the Cardinals' home run celebration. And then they got to do Sosa's home run celebration. These guys, fueled on by each other, they probably couldn't have done it without each other. McGwire jumps into the crowd, embraces the family of Roger Maris, whose record he broke, and then he took the mic.
I truly believe in fate after what's happened this weekend. I dedicated this home run to the whole city of St. Louis and all the fans here. Thank you for all the support. It's unbelievable.
Take another look. The flash bulbs go off. McGwire didn't know it was out. That's why he was racing down the first base line. Bang. The pitcher, Steve Traxel. As 50,000 people celebrated, he stood lonely on the mound. He said later, there was nothing cool about it. About the only person who didn't want to see McGwire break the record, a guy named Orv Kelly from Fargo, North Dakota, Maris' hometown. His comment after the game, well, that takes care of that. Orv, get over it, all right? History. Cardinals win the game 6-3. I mean, what do you say? That the Cubs lost a game that has wild card implications? You could, but with all due respect to Chicago, let's take this time to talk about McGwire. 62 home runs in 145 games, a new record. 341 feet. This is from a guy who hit 5 this year, over 500 feet. Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record 15 years after Ruth died. McGwire breaks Maris's record 15 years after Maris dies. So for the record, here we go. Mark McGwire's name now sits atop Major League Baseball's single-season home run list, 62 and counting in 1998. Followed by Maris's 61 and 61. Ruth hit his 60 in 1927. Ruth hit 59 in 1921. There's Sammy, 58 and counting. After the game, a very emotional ceremony at Busch Stadium.
This is a great evening for Cardinals and all of baseball. Now let's greet our Major League Baseball's new single-season home run leader, Mr. Mark McGwire.
Mr. McGwire, I think I have something that belongs to you.
When I touched this bat tonight before the game, I knew tonight was going to be the night. And I can honestly now say I can rest my bat alongside Roger Maris's bat in the Hall of Fame, and I'm damn proud of it. To all the Marises, for being so kind, supportive, and understanding the true feeling that their father is in my heart. This night is historical, and when I drove to the ballpark today, I honestly and truly wanted to hit it for the city.
So what's next for Big Mac? A career home run mark? He still has a long way to go, but check this out. The Babe and Hammer and Hank had some of the most prolific home run hitting years after they turned 35. Big Mac turns 35 in October. Unbelievable. You saw the kid who got the ball? He said, hey, I couldn't keep it. It's not mine to begin with. McGwire just lost it, and I brought it home. I'm just a regular Joe. More historic perspective from Peter Gammons and Dave Campbell. More on everything concerning McGwire later on in the show and right now with Rich.
Hi. In breaking Roger Maris's record, Mark McGwire hit 5 miles of home runs. That's what you get when you add his 62 homers, one on top of the other. Actually get 4.95 miles, but you get the point. He chased history with such breathtaking grandeur. Perhaps homer number 55 sums it up best. A 501-foot blast off of Dennis Martinez, the shortest of McGwire's 500-foot home runs this season. The man hit so many that far that we could begin categorizing which tape measure shots were his shortest. Yes, it's been special following Mark McGwire, and the special feelings flowed all night in St. Louis. Jeremy Schaap was fortunate enough to be there.
When Mark McGwire simultaneously hit his biggest and shortest home run of the year, he shared the moment with his teammates, with his rival, with his family, with the family of the man whose record he broke, and clearly with the nation spellbound by his quest and his conquest.
The whole country has been involved in this, I think, since after the All-Star break, and it's just, you know, people have been saying it's bringing the country together. So be it. I'm happy to bring the country together.
Number 62 traveled only 341 feet, barely clearing the left field fence, but it was long enough and high enough to give McGwire the most glamorous record in sport, and to unite him with Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, and Ned Williamson as the only men to hold the record in the 20th century.
I'm almost speechless. I mean, it's I've been talking about this since January, and I get to 61. It's one swing away, and then next thing you know, I hit a ball that all of a sudden just disappeared on me.
62 went out with a bang. For the record, in the fourth inning of the Cardinals' 145th game of the season, on the first pitch of McGwire's second at bat, a fastball delivered and then destroyed at 8:18 Central Daylight Time.
Well, when I hit the ball, I saw it was on a line drive, and I thought I was going to hit the wall, and next thing you know, it disappeared, and I looked up, and Dave McKay was jumping up, and sort of like missed one big thing, touched first base.
I probably had one of the best views there was, and but it's not much of a consolation right now, this moment.
They pulled out Roger's bat that when he hit his 61st home run, and I touched it. I touched it with my heart. Now I can honestly say that my bat will lie next to his, and I'm damn proud of it.
The record McGwire now possesses has proved to be one of the most durable in sports. The three men who had previously held it in the last 114 years each held it for at least 35 years. This could be the beginning of a very long reign. In St. Louis, Jeremy Schaap, ESPN.
Jeremy, thank you very much. Before McGwire's recent barrage, the best four-year home run frequency in the history of baseball belonged, of course, to the Babe, who swatted one out every 10 at-bats from 1926 through 1929. Since 1995, Big Mac's home run per at-bat ratio blows the Babe out of the water, one every 8.2 ABs, far and away the best amongst his peers.
Still ahead, it is what makes Mark McGwire so remarkable. This 6'5", 250-pound guy is so human. Instead of the choreographed, stylistic home run trot, he's celebrating with first base coach Dave McKay so hard he has to awkwardly go back to touch first base. A little goofy? Sure. Lovable because any of us would have done it? Absolutely. Also ahead, More baseball stuff. With the Cubs lost, the Mets could take over the McGwire lead. The wild card lead. And the Angels trying to stay up in the McGwire West. The AL West. McGwire Center coming back. Bettered Phil Esposito's goal record by 16. Still up, Matthew McGwire. What's he going to write in school about what did I do over the summer? I just hung out while my dad broke the single-season home run record. More on Big Mac and Little Mac's Big Night when we get back.
Mark McGwire, you have just broken the home run record. What are you going to do next?
We're going to Disney World.
On the day her late husband's home run record was broken, Patricia Maris was hospitalized with an irregular heartbeat for the second time this week. Her family brought her to the emergency room several hours before the Cubs-Cardinals game. She had flown from Florida to St. Louis Sunday with her 4 sons and 2 daughters to watch McGwire in that game and was taken to the hospital before that game. Hospital officials say Patricia Maris is expected to be released on Wednesday.
And speaking of lending perspective, our gang from the Baseball Tonight set, Carl Ravitch, Peter Gammons, and Dave Campbell, try to do just that in terms of the baseball history books. Gentlemen.
Well, he handles a bat like most of us handle a toothpick. Mark McGwire, a 34-inch, 33-ounce piece of wood. He's got broad shoulders, and he has certainly carried the game of baseball on those broad shoulders all year. And a 60-second home run sort of encapsulates what he's meant to the game, hasn't it?
Well, ever since 1994, we've talked about where does baseball expand its audience. It's not going to expand it to the rich kids in the malls in Montclair, New Jersey. They have to go out to audiences they haven't had before. Sammy Sosa obviously has had a tremendous impact on what will be the largest ethnic group in this country after the year 2000. Baseball clearly is going after the Hispanic and Asian audiences that embrace baseball. But what I think is fascinating about the whole McGwire phenomenon is that he has brought a whole new audience. You're talking about women watching baseball, watching these post-game interviews. He is a very compelling figure. He's able to stand. He's able to be this huge home run hitter who can sit up there and talk about his son and cry. He can talk about his ex-wife and how they're able to raise their child in a functional situation. I think it's a tremendous thing for baseball. I think it's tremendous that we've had such a sensitive man step forward and really expand the audience.
So many times heroes are larger than life. Mark McGwire has shown that he's actually human.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think his graciousness and the graciousness of the St. Louis fans has helped perhaps heal a wound in the Maris family that I think has festered for an awfully long time. Talking to Kevin yesterday in St. Louis, I mean, he really feels a kinship with McGwire. And I think what Mark did with that family and made them feel a part of this, I just regret the fact that Roger never got to feel the adoration that Mark McGwire is found in St. Louis. I think had he felt that adoration, he perhaps would have opened up like McGwire because they were very much alike. McGwire was very introspective early in his career, and then he finally learned to let the emotions out, and it was responded in kind by the fans in St. Louis.
I heard you recently say, Peter, that the Veterans Committee will likely be the ones to get Roger Maris into the Hall of Fame. Does what Mark McGwire has accomplished this season put him into the Hall of Fame?
Probably. He's going to end up with 5 home runs, 100 home runs anyway. He's a lock in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you know, we've talked so much. He's got the single season, the 2 season, the 3 season, the 4 season home run records. He's done so much for baseball. When you talk about most valuable player, Sammy Sosa on the field, putting a team up on his back is unquestionably the MVP. But when you talk about most valuable, what about most valuable to the game? And that race, well, I wouldn't want to be the voter on September 27th, trying to make up his mind.
Yeah.
The only regret any of us probably will ever have is the fact McGwire missed 308 games with strikes and injuries, 1993 to 95. Otherwise, we might be talking about a legitimate challenge to Hank Aaron. He has 449, but you throw out those 3 years with the average he had of about 1 home run every 2.4 games. McGwire could have about 577 home runs right now. He'd be within 200 of Aaron, but that's one of those ifs and buts we'll never know.
But like Maris, McGwire was able to accomplish this in an expansion year, as Dave just pointed out. 2.05 home runs hit per game this year. Last year, 2.05. So many guys have talked about they're legal, but so many guys have tried to knock down what Mark McGwire has been able to accomplish. There is no knocking him.
Well, for one thing, he hit 49 home runs the year before that Endro, whatever it is, was even invented. Listen, I think people have forgotten that. I think what we all want to see, I think we'd love to see these two guys tied on September 27th, a little tale of two cities.
I just want to salute Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. What wonderful theater. Baseball was a big winner.
Yeah, thanks for the memories, and more memories to come. It was McGwire himself who said, Sammy, what do you think? How about 70? We both end up tied. That would be perfect. It's been perfect so far. We look forward to the rest of the season. I'm back to you.
Guys, thanks. Still up, Steve Traxel, the modern-day Tracy Stallard. Traxel didn't want to be the answer to a trivia question, but he is. We're back.
For every Hank Aaron, Bill Mazeroski, Joe Carter, Bucky Dent, Kirk Gibson, Bobby Thompson, and Roger Maris, there has been an Al Downing, a Ralph Terry, Mitch Williams, Mike Torres, Dennis Eckersley, Ralph Branca, and Tracy Stallard. Luckily for Steve Traxel, Mark McGwire is not done bashing this season, but Carlos Diaz reports on the man who's in the history books with Big Mac for now.
Steve Traxel is enjoying his most productive season ever, posting a career-best 14 wins thus far. But when baseball fans mention 1998, Traxel will be remembered solely for this.
Traxel winds and fires. Big Mac, swing and a shot into the corner. It might make it. There it is. 62, folks.
I don't even think it was on the plate, to be honest. I think it was about shin high. It was probably off the inside corner.
He hit a great pitch. You know, it was on the outside corner about shin high, and he hit a one iron out of here.
I've gotten him out with it before. I mean, he's just he's a good hitter, and as strong as he is.
McGwire took Traxel into the record books with him in the fourth. But it was the intentional walk that Traxel issued to McGwire in the sixth that truly put a dent in the Cubs' postseason hunt.
We still had to play the ball game. Right. I mean, base open. You know, he's already hit one. You know, that you still have to keep us in the game, and then that's the play. You know, anytime anybody's going to do that and go after Langford. Unfortunately, you know, Ray hit a good pitch, and it cost us.
If you were looking for someone to give up number 62, Steve Traxel would seem like the perfect candidate. In 1997, he allowed more homers than any other pitcher in the National League. Among them, Mark McGwire's 58th and final home run of the season.
Say he hit 70 home runs. You know, that'll be the new record. Is that the pitcher that goes down in history as whoever he hits his last home run off this year? I guess that will be the guy that's remembered more, you know, because that's the record that is going to, you know, set the standard. So that's probably the guy that goes down in history, not Steve Traxel.
I'm hoping that they'll be talking about Steve Traxel helped the Cubs get to the World Series. That's what I'm hoping that they'll be talking about. I think whoever gives it the last one is the one that they're going to be talking about. I mean, this is just one of many he's going to finish the year with.
From St. Louis, Carlos Diaz, ESPN.
Carlos, thanks. Back to baseball biz. Other than McGwire, to Montreal, where the Expos were giving Greg Maddux the business. And the Russian government wishes it could print money like the new Cleveland Browns will. The new owner who'll run the mint, revealed when we return. So do you think our producer went into research and said, get me something on Mark McGwire? Yet more Big Mac numerals for your perusal. Loss of games due to injury the last 6 seasons has not prevented McGwire from producing homers. He has hit 6 more homers in his last 6 years than in the first 6 years of his career, and he's done so in 315 fewer games and 1,173 fewer at-bats.
Freeze the images of McGwire's night, hugging and not letting go of his son Matthew, hugging and not letting go of the Maris family. Sammy Sosa tentatively creeping up to the Cardinals' spontaneous block party, looking in before one Cardinal basically said, hey, it's okay, come on in, he'd love to see you. Freeze them, tuck them away, cherish them. Since we're SportsCenter, we got to go a step further. Carl Ravitch now has more on Big Mac's homer stats.
First pitch, rocket deep toward left. He did it! He did it! He did it! He did it!
McGwire's favorite day of the week to homer is, guess, Tuesday, where he has whacked 15 long balls. And if he doesn't get you Tuesday, Big Mac's weekend tear is equally awesome. He knocked out 11 Saturday and 10 on Friday. The best day for a pitcher to catch him, Monday. He's got 5. The only inning McGwire has gone homerless in this season is the second. His best inning to hit a home run, guess, the 4th. The same inning he belted number 62. He's got 11 home runs that inning. Each of his home runs have been memorable, but how many have been meaningful? 28 of McGwire's homers have either tied the game or given the Cardinals the lead this season. Included in those, 2 walk-off home runs.
The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and a drive to left field. McGwire has hit a 3-run homer and the Cardinals win again.
There is no advantage for the pitcher when McGwire is batting with 2 strikes. You get ahead, you're behind. He's hit 20 home runs with 2 strikes, 20 home runs with 1 strike, and 22 home runs with no strikes. The only pitch count McGwire hasn't homered on is 3-0. In this historical run, McGwire has beaten up on some less than stellar pitching. Of the 57 victims McGwire has homered against, 18 have 3 or less years of Major League experience. 9 of them, rookies. 25 of the pitchers have ERAs over 4.5, and only 12 of his home runs have come off pitchers with at least 10 wins. 1 Cy Young winner has made the list, Oral Hershiser, but he won the Cy back in 1988. The oldest pitcher to feed Big Mac, 43-year-old Dennis Martinez. In fact, only 4 pitchers were born when Roger Maris hit his 61st in '61. Martinez, Hershiser, Mark Langston, and the man who gave up number 61, Mike Morgan. The youngest pitcher, the guy who gave up number 60, 21-year-old Dennis Reyes. And speaking of young, McGwire's highest home run total against one team is the 70s hit against the Marlins, and that includes one off a guy who spells his name J-E-S-U-S. Jesus Sanchez, that is. Clearly a season of divine intervention.
Still ahead, look up class in the dictionary, and there ought to be a picture of McGwire and Sosa. No one can imagine what they've been through and how happy they were to have each other through this long and wonderful ride.
McGwire, Sosa, chasing history. Catch key games plus all the news every night on ESPN and ESPN2. From the Wednesday night doubleheaders to Baseball Tonight to SportsCenter, we're on top of McGwire, Sosa, and every other story in baseball. With key games, live cut-ins, and continuous updates. It's the most exciting race in baseball, maybe ever. And now through the end of the season, simultaneous Wednesday night doubleheaders on ESPN and ESPN2.
62 jacks in a season. You know, some studs never get to 62 in a career. Here's a list of players with the most career at-bats who never reached 62. Tops on the list, Rabbit Moranville, over 10,000 at-bats, just 28 homers. And how about this? 4 of the 5 on this list are Hall of Famers, and Ozzie Smith will probably join them in Cooperstown in the year 2001.
It was one of those moments in which you'll never forget where you were when you watched it. For Stewart, he was eating burnt popcorn, begging our custodian to stop vacuuming for 2 seconds so he could watch McGwire belt number 62. Perhaps your situation was a little more glamorous. Regardless, Mark's 62nd will become an image for the ages and will certainly take its place among the most memorable homers of all time.
Back to throw. There's a long shot. A story, I believe. This one particular time when I went to bat, Charlie Root was pitching. And I looked down at center field and I floored it. I said, I'm going to hit the next pitch ball right past the flagpole.
Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7:15. There it goes. The long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Outs and 2 on. The Red Sox lead at 2-0 in the 7th inning here at Fenway. Deep to left. Yastrzemski will not get its home run. A 3-run home run for Buffy Dent.
There's a long drive. That one is going way up. It is off the roof. That hit the transformer up there. And there's a long drive to right field. This may be the end of the 10th. Chambliss hits a home run.
And it's swung on, fly ball, center field. Dawson at the wall. That ball is out of here, and a home run for Rick Monday.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game. And a home run by the Wizards.
From the strike. First pitch hit deep to left field. Way back. Guerrero will look up. Jack Clark has just put the Cardinals ahead. A towering 3-run home run in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to left field. Downing is going back. It's gone! It is gone! Dave Henderson and the Boston Red Sox have taken the lead. Here's a swing and a high fly ball going deep to left. They do it. Back to the wall, no Berra. It is home run. The Pirates win. And the fly ball to center field is deep. That's going to be way back, and that's going to be gone. Reggie Jackson has hit his third home run of the game. Rhodes cuts at the first pitch. And there goes the ball down the right field line. A home run into the seats, and the ball game's over.
That's gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out. Yes, Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. Demon match.
They're standing up. Here's the windup. Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there.
Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a belt. Left field. Way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions.
Puckett swings and hits a flat. Deep left center. Way back. Way back. The Twins go to the 7th game. Catch them all, Kirby Puckett.
Have a big 3-2 pitch coming here from Eckersley. Gibson swings and a fly ball to deep right field. This is going to be a home run. Unbelievable. A home run for Gibson. And the Tigers have won the game 5-4. I don't believe what I just saw.
Here's the pitch, and McGwire drops one to deep left. This could be, it is a home run. Number 62 for Mark McGwire. A slice of history and a magical moment in St. Louis.
Yeah. Speechless. Now that Big Mac has broken the record, he can start adding to it. Wednesday against Pete Harnish, which you can see on ESPN.